want to talk about Tim Kaine for a second. Let's get to this sound briefly. Tim Kaine, who, again, frankly, in his voting on cabinet members, including as Pompeo as head of the CIA, has been extraordinarily unimpressive and pathetic, part of an acquiescence caucus. But he was on Meet the Press and stepped out of Vichy Democrat mode to explain the significance of Jewish people not being recognized specifically in Holocaust remembrance from the Trump organization. And the reason that this is so important is this is a time when symbolism is merging with policy inclination. So it happens on the same day as the ban. It happens on the same day as a sort of thuggish assertion of religious persecution. And Tim Kaine is laying this out pretty nicely on Meet the Press over the weekend.
Affect green card holders, and they're being caught up in it. It affects people on special immigrant visas, like interpreters who've helped the U.S. military in foreign countries, and now their lives are at risk, and so we've given them a special status to come to this country. Who would help the United States if they knew we would abandon them when they're trying to come here? It's a religious test, as you pointed out. It imposes a different burden on Muslims than others. And the irony is not lost on me that it was issued the same day as the White House issued their Holocaust Remembrance Day proclamation that, unlike any previous administration, removed all reference to Jews. So you put a religious test on Muslims and you try to scrub reference to Jews in the Holocaust Remembrance. This was horribly, horribly mishandled. And, so it's not a pause in a traditional sense.
Senator, it's a tough charge. You think it's more than a coincidence that it all happened on Friday?
I think all of these things are happening together. When you have the chief political advisor in the White House, Steve Bannon, who is connected with a news organization that traffics in white supremacy and anti-Semitism, and they put out a Holocaust statement that omits any mention of Jews. Remember, earlier administrations have done these statements. And so the first thing you do is you pull up to see what earlier statements have said. And the earlier statements, President Obama, President Bush, always talk about the Holocaust in connection with the slaughter of Jews. The final solution was about the slaughter of Jews. We have to remember this. This is what Holocaust denial is. It's either to deny that it happened, or many Holocaust deniers acknowledge, oh yeah, people were killed, but it was a lot of innocent people. Jews weren't targeted. The fact that they did that and imposed this religious test against Muslims in the executive orders on the same day, this is not a coincidence.
That is exactly right. Tim Kaine put that out perfectly. And the only thing I would add to that is you just explained the nature of what you're up against. How can you vote and in any way attempt to accommodate these people in any way, shape, or form? You seem to understand exactly who they are. Also, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel tweeted in support of a wall, compared it to Israel's own barrier, and that explains the modern nature of Israel as a far-right extremist state as well. We need to be clear about where everybody stands in today's world, and as my friend Asosa said, all lives mattering, the Holocaust is very significant.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.